beauties, welcome back to UNRATED Eats. Today I'm really excited. I went through all of my comments that you guys requested the prep video, and I'm really glad that you guys did, because that means that I get to share something that has extreme value in my life. So if you want to learn how to prep your home kitchen like a small restaurant, that way it can perform with really high efficiency, you can save time, make the food look pretty, prepare for easy snacks and grab and go type of meals. You guys stay tuned. You're not gonna wanna miss this video. Trust me, this prep video will change your life inside of the kitchen. I'm gonna show you how to go from this to this and why this is so useful while you're in the kitchen. Okay, so today's video is a complete prep video. Before we do all of that, let me show you what you're going to be needing so that you can go ahead and get yourself prepared, and maybe we can prep this video together. Now, many of you may already have this at home. Everything that you're going to see in my kitchen is from Amazon. The link is in the description box. I love Amazon. It's inexpensive, it's very durable, and it's great quality. So I'm an Amazon type of person. So you're gonna need one of these. This is the Fullstar. I'm sure you've seen this. You probably already have one at home and don't really use it, don't really know what else to do with it other than cut some stuff up and that's it. You can use this to prep everything that you're going to need for the next few weeks. This also has a ton of other adapters, but today we're going to be using the small blade. Please be very careful when you use this at home. The back of the blade is not sharp, but the front, they're little knives. Okay, up and down, those are knives. Across, those are actual knives. Very, very sharp, they're small blades. So I'm gonna use a smaller one. Let me show you the difference in sizes. So we're gonna use the smaller one and lock it in. It has a little lock, very easy to use. When you're gonna clean it, you're gonna use this. We're not gonna be using any of these, so I'm gonna go ahead and put those away. But you are gonna need some Ziploc bags. I suggest that you get 2 different sizes, maybe even 3 different sizes. There are boxes that have all the sizes in one, so you don't have to get multiple boxes. But these are great, and I believe this is a gallon, and this is a quart and a gallon. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is just give your vegetables a very quick rinse. The only color that I'm missing here is green. You're gonna take these veggies, rinse them off. The reason why I prep, let me tell you why I prep, okay? I prep because I like to save time in the kitchen. I love the consistency of having all of my fruits and vegetables be the same size. It also looks really pretty when you go to serve it, which is a pretty big deal for presentation, depending on how you present it, right? You may be able to sprinkle some fresh, perfectly squared red peppers over, you know, some fresh salmon or something like that. So aesthetically, it also makes it look very pretty. And I love square unison things. I'm that kind of a person. So with the pepper, I tend to cut around, and I basically take as much of that pepper as I can, and then I just get rid of that. So this is gonna be great for soups, meats, stews, beans, That's all you need to do. That's all you have to do is just go through the pieces, put them through, and I'm gonna show you how beautiful they come out. Everything is it's the exact same size. Look at that. The exact same size. So what I like to do, let's go ahead and get through these. You don't want your fingers in there. Make sure that you open your hands when you squeeze down. Now that I have the pepper chopped up, I can just add it to the bag. So if you have just a little bit left and you need to refill it, I suggest that you take this out, put the new one at the bottom, and then put this one on top, or use this one, or go to a completely new bag so you know that this one's running out. Then you wash this bag and recycle it and do it all over again. So in this case, so that's the pepper that's already been frozen. You're gonna wanna use this first or put it on top of that. And all you do is keep chopping away until the bag is full. I like to mix them. I like the red, the orange, the yellow. I would love to see some green in here, but if I did have green, I would probably put it in a separate bag. You can also freeze them in all in different colors. Make a red bag, a yellow bag, an orange bag, and freeze them. I enjoy eating fresh vegetables. So what I like to do is I'll eat as many fresh vegetables as I can before I freeze them. And when I can tell that, okay, if I give this another 3 days, it's gonna go bad, that's when I decide to freeze my vegetables and my fruits. Great things that you can freeze are things like bananas, strawberries, for those of you who have like the sweeter side. That's really good for smoothies. So we have bananas, blueberries, raspberries. I freeze my dates because dates are like nature's candy. If you've never had a date in your life, if you've never tasted a date, please do yourself a favor and go to the supermarket and pick up a small batch of dates, the ones that have the seed inside of them. When you have those and they're warm at room temperature, they get gooey and chewy and they're so amazing. So I freeze those. I keep them out as long as I can, but I freeze them when I know that they're about the, you know, I'm like, okay, if I give this another 3 or 4 days, it might start to go bad. That's when I freeze them. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to just press these down and get through them. So here we have the orange and the yellow. I think it's so pretty. So you can actually start to pre-plan your meals and say, oh, I'm gonna make a salmon or a steak or, you know, some asparagus and I wanna make it look pretty. You can actually use your food as a decoration to add color, not just flavor. It has multiple purposes. So I like to just take that and dump it in there. Now, I'm really glad that you stayed until this portion of the video because what I'm about to tell you is going to be gold, okay? This is gold information. When you seal this bag, okay, do not, I repeat, baby, do not freeze it like this. Don't just put this in the freezer because you are going to get a clump of peppers. This is moisture. This is wet. There's water in here, okay? You're gonna have to, here's the trick. Are you ready? Make sure that it's open all the way. We're gonna take out all the air first. We're gonna close it about 75%. Then we're going to make a burrito. We're going to roll it. Just make a burrito. Squeeze all of the air out. When you see that all of the air is out, it should look like this, a really tight burrito made of peppers. So pull it in, That's another way to do it. Did you see what I did there? Okay, so that's another way to do it. You can either, the best way to do it is to lay it flat like this, pull all the vegetables to the end of the bag, and very tightly just squeeze the air out. There's no air in there now, or very little air. Close it before you pick it up. Make sure you close it because it's still airtight. It should look like this. Now all of the air is out. Now that you know that all the air is out, you're gonna want to very gently roll it out. Okay? It's like playing with, you know, that dough when you're a little kid. That's what it's gonna feel like. This is why I say that prepping is great for you to incorporate your kids. If you have kids, teach them from very young how to prep so that they can learn how to cook for themselves. But you have to make it fun. I mean, what kid doesn't wanna take mushy stuff and push it and make it really, really flat? So you give, let's say you have multiple kids, right? You give them all a challenge and you say, okay guys, so we have all the veggies prepped. I would suggest that you do the cutting, but let them do this part. They're gonna feel like they're helping you. They're gonna feel incorporated. They're gonna feel included. You're gonna keep them busy. And they actually get to help mommy do some chores around the house, but they don't know it's chores, it's a game. So the game is, make it as flat as you can. Who can cover the bottom the best? And whoever does a really good job, you gotta make it really even, you know, gets a big hug from mommy, an exclusive hug, right? So this is what you want it to look like. I'm gonna try to pick it up, but it's probably gonna, you know, go down. That's what you want it to look like, nice and flat, right? Why do we do this? I know you must be asking yourself, why are we freezing it like that? Like, what is the point of that? The reason why we freeze it like this is because when it's completely flat, it's going to freeze the water particles in between this. It's gonna freeze them just like this. So when you do freeze them and they're very hard, you pick up the bag, they will break easy instead of having a big clump that you have to chop away at like a big ice clump, and then you have to take a pick at it or a knife, and that gets dangerous. So we want to make it very easy for ourselves to be able to cook for ourselves, where it's easy, fast, convenience, and it just makes sense. So in the kitchen, you don't feel fear. You're like, okay, well, I already prepped all my veggies. What is this good for? What can you add this to? Beans, stews, steak, salmon, rice, gumbo. Anything that you can imagine that you can add a pepper to, this is gonna be great for. Also, you can pre-prep your salads. You don't have to freeze them. The reason why I freeze them is because I do get them in bulk, and I'll show you what I mean. When I get something, I get it in bulk. So, celery sticks. I do a lot of green juices. So why would I want to take celery sticks and freeze them? Why would I want to do that if I make natural green juices? Well, if I see that they're about to turn, like I said, give it that 3 or 4 day warning. Like, okay, in about 3 or 4 days, this is going to get a little, you know, I either have to make a fresh juice right now, put it into a salad, throw it into a stew. What I suggest you do is take a few of these sticks and freeze them. You can add it to your beans, your soups, celery, carrots, a list of veggies that you can freeze. And I'm gonna show you my freezer so that you know that these are things that I actually do every day and I practice for very easy access to cooking. Prepping just makes so much sense, which is why restaurants do this. Restaurants prep because they have to turn the food around so fast. Another thing, before you freeze these, make sure that you give it a good mix so that the peppers have different colors, or you can purposely do the red, the orange, and then the yellow so it looks like a banner or a flag of some sort. Once you do that, then you can pick the color that you want. So you can also do it if you want like a fresh salad. Like if you really want a fresh salad, you have your prep already, and they're usually really good for about a week or so. So that's also that's awesome. Here I have mushrooms. You see how they're individual. Why are they individual? Because I froze it flat. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Mushrooms, scallions, amazing. They freeze amazing, scallions. This is why we do it flat. You can tell that this is flat, it's frozen. Once you give it a quick shake, very quickly, you can drop it a few times if you like. Give it a quick little mush. Now they're all individually frozen. You don't have a big clump at the bottom. This is why we freeze them flat. A good way to keep your veggies nice and aligned. Once I break it up and I know that I'm gonna be cooking for the next few days, I do roll them up because they're already frozen, so they're not gonna refreeze. It's literally frozen. You don't wanna let it sit out for 30 minutes and then put it back in the freezer. As soon as you're done, put it right back in the freezer so that the icicles and the ice stays within the vegetable and it stays really, really frozen. So once I do use it with this one, I can roll this one up now. It's gonna be ready to go. No, you know what? I didn't want to leave it flat. So you can stack these up. So here are some sweet potatoes. I have sweet potatoes that are frozen, yam, pepper potato, cassava, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, baby tomatoes, regular tomatoes, bananas, strawberries, blueberries, mango. You can freeze it for your smoothies. Here I have a before and after. So before I break up the potato, it's solid like this, which is how I freeze it. Once you break up the potato, each potato is individual. There's no clumps. And you can see that the ice starts to settle at the bottom. Once you shake it, the icicle separates itself, and it's like the snow's at the bottom, which is the water. Also pay attention to the color of your snow. It should be white and clear and very clean. If it's at all dirty, it's not a good sign. That means that, you know, it's not good for you. So take out the air of that, make sure it's completely flat or as flat as I can get it. Lay one on top of the other. And I love clear bags because when you have a clear Ziploc bag or a clear glass container, which you can get, they're very durable. I actually highly recommend those. I have a few, I do use them in the freezer as well. You can see straight through the bag. You can see what it is, the color, the quality. Is it turning? Have I had it in the freezer too long? You should be paying attention to all these things when you freeze your food. So I don't like to buy frozen broccoli or frozen cauliflower or Brussels sprouts or potatoes. I buy all of my vegetables raw. I eat as many as I can raw and when they're still in their best, healthiest state. Whenever I see that I bought too much or I'm not gonna be able to go through that, that's when I decide to freeze my food. This way I can have easy access, ready to go. I don't have to worry about it spoiling. I don't have to worry about cutting or chopping. I don't have to worry about losing time or not having enough time to make myself a healthy meal. For example, so let's say we froze celery, potatoes, carrots, mushrooms. Those are all great bases for a soup. You can make an amazing soup. Start boiling the water. As soon as it gets hot, add all your veggies. Let that come to a boil, add all your seasonings. You have amazing soup. And all the chopping was done way in advance. So you get to buy some of your time back by preparing. So another little tip and trick that you might want to do is purchase your food from Costco's or BJ's, something that is more in bulk, especially if you have a large family. It also works if you're, you know, 1 or 2 people, but it works amazing if you have a large family. If you have 1 or 2 people in your home, you can go ahead and prep everything, and then they both have access to everything that's already been prepared. You just take one day every 2 weeks, have a prep day, have everything picked up and fresh from Costco's, Now you have things in abundance and you know exactly what you can prep for yourself for the rest of the month or within the next 2 weeks. So I highly suggest that you guys try this prep method. If you have children, get them involved. Number one, you're teaching them how to fend for themselves from young. You're also investing time into your kids, and they're also feeling very included. And that's just my little mama and me trying to give you guys some, excuse to spend time with your kids. So you guys, until next time, stay positive, stay strong. Prepping is magical. It will change your life. Give it a go. If it's not for you, I understand, but if you gave it a go and you loved it, please let me know. Leave a comment, thumbs up this video if you want more of these tips and tricks on how I live my minimalist, sorry about that, how I live my minimalist lifestyle. And I could probably, give you a little bit of a gem here and there. So until next time, stay positive, stay strong, and love always. Kisses, guys. Hey guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a comment and let me know if you guys want the recipe to my homemade spaghetti from scratch with baby tomatoes and large tomatoes and all kind of yummy goodness. Or should we do Spanish beans my way, my little style, the way I make Spanish beans, and do like a very Puerto Rican meal: white rice, sweet plantain, Spanish beans, avocado, some tomatoes. Ooh, that would be so good. Some cassava with... Leave a comment and let me know what you want me to make next, okay? Or what we should be making in these future upcoming videos. I absolutely had so much fun making the prep video. I loved it. This method works for me. I use it in my everyday life. So I'm excited to be sharing it with you guys, and the fact that I did makes me very happy. You guys stay positive, stay strong. Please leave a comment, let me know what your thoughts are. Give me some feedback. I would love to hear from you. And until next time, bye guys.